hard and we fight that too, 'cause God's got a plan for me and you. We're keeping it H-O-T, honest, open, transparent, you see. Bridging hearts, baby, where love's supposed to be. From the vows we set to the dreams we chase, we're building forever in God's embrace. So, bridging hearts from the kitchen.
Hello, everyone. Welcome. We'd like to welcome you back to Marriage on Purpose, another podcast episode where we believe that strong marriages don't happen by accident, but they happen on purpose.
Yes.
We're your hosts, Jerry and Rhonda Jackson, and this podcast is all about honest conversation, practical wisdom, and real stories to help couples grow stronger, communicate better, and connect through every season of marriage that they go through. So we want to thank you guys for joining us on today. We'd love for you to just like and share, because we know those that may be viewing this later, those you may know that want to view this later, they can get a greater understanding about marriage and the purpose of marriage, and just glean from the couples that we have that's going to come forth, that's going to give their wisdom, that can give their knowledge, understanding regarding marriage.
Right. And then we just ask that you come on in, like, share, comment. If you have any questions, go ahead and ask us those questions in the comments, and we're going to make sure that we, what you smiling at? Because you said it. So anyway. I wasn't listening,
Yeah, that's okay.
That is a great part of marriage, listening, right?
Yeah, well,
But
okay.
I just had something else on my mind because I'm wondering why my little logo here is blue instead of orange. But anyway, that's not that important to you, is it? So we're going to bring this couple right on up, and I'm going to figure that out later. But we're going to bring our guest up, okay? All right. And this is Apostle Bill and Patricia McNeely.
Hey.
Hi.
Welcome you all. Thank you all so much for coming on.
We know that you guys are gonna love this segment we're gonna talk about today. The discussion we're gonna have. This couple we know here is a powerful couple.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, and they've been. I'm not gonna say how long they've been married. They're gonna divulge all of that, but the wisdom that they have, I'm sure that you guys would love it. That you would get a great understanding of marriage and really the purpose of marriage. I think that's one of the things that people don't understand is the purpose of marriage.
Mm-hmm.
And through their walk, and I know they can give many testimonies regarding their walk, but she's dilly-dallying, but
I don't know what the heck I just did. Keep going. Don't let them know I messed up.
But it is
Hit
all
the click on one side by
it is
side.
all good. But because it isn't about that. It's gonna be about
There we go.
It's still blue, but go ahead. Okay.
It's gonna be about them and how they, went forward, how they encouraged one another, how they loved one another, how they grew together, and gleaming and being able to offer that to other couples.
Yeah, what he said. So, without further ado, Pat and William McNeely. Hello. I'm not going to
Greetings.
just going to be blue today, okay?
Okay.
I think blue look good on you. So, first question we want to ask this lovely couple is, how long have you been married?
42 years.
42 years.
Yes.
Wow.
42.
Awesome.
That's a testament within itself. I love it. And so would you say, what has held this marriage for 42 years? What is the glue that's held this marriage together?
Not being so spiritual, but Jesus is the glue.
Okay.
I know that marriage is a triune relationship between a man, a woman, and God. Mm-hmm. And when we fall short, then the good part about it if you're going to have a happy marriage, is having the mind of Christ, because I just don't think you can stay truly happily married and do things the way God would have us to do them without God. Because when you get married, Jesus bring us back on center when we get mad. The truth of the matter, you get mad, the devil set a trap, you go off and do something like that. But I think when you're just disgusted with each other, then God brings us back, having the mind of Christ.
Wow. Okay, what would you say, Bendiglue? That's good. That's good.
Looking back on it, I say purpose. I like you all. I like the way you all say you married on purpose.
Mm-hmm.
And as much we were 21 and 23 when we got married.
Mm-hmm.
So we loved one another. We were friends, but through it all, I see that God had purpose
Okay.
in it. And we, and within that, I think that's what kept us together.
Okay.
And our hearts being turned towards God.
Okay. Got it. Because you wasn't in God when you got married, right?
Yes, I was. Well,
You
said
I was carnal.
Okay.
he was in church.
I was in church, but I sang in clubs and did weddings and sang in Luther songs and stuff.
Okay.
So,
Okay.
But that's
Okay. Got it. Okay. All right.
So you guys have been married you say you've been married 42 years.
Yeah.
So family-wise, do you have any children? How many children do you have?
How many babies?
We had 3 children.
Uh-huh.
Right. We have two boys and 1 girl in the middle. So we had a boy, girl, and a boy.
Oh, wow. Wow.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So are you an empty nester?
Yes.
Okay, so the next question was going to be, in what season are you in your marriage? So you are empty nesters. So what does that look like to you?
For me, I like being able to go in the refrigerator and my leftovers are in there. I like the peace. I like the fact that parenting is a lot of work.
Mm-hmm.
I was, always the one at the ball games, and I enjoy that. I still do a good part of it with the grandkids, but running around, and I know you get a lot more rest in this season.
Oh, wow.
And I like the privacy that we have now. It's nice, and then it's a whole lot cheaper. Amen. Because our grocery bill was higher than our mortgage. So
wow.
Yeah.
He had 2 boys. Yeah.
Oh yeah. Mm-hmm.
Wow.
So it's nice. And now the grandbabies, I wouldn't take nothing for them.
Yeah. Okay.
Man, I pull up a picture of them. I love my grandbabies.
Okay.
Yeah, I love them.
Picture.
Oh, they probably don't.
He said he was gonna pull up a picture.
Right.
Yeah.
You got one in your wallet.
In my iPad. I'm a picture man.
Everywhere he goes, he shows pictures. He's that grandparent where people are standing there like, okay, that's
Uh-huh.
We see them.
He said he's gonna pull up a picture. Okay.
Yeah, you know how that goes.
Yeah.
But, yeah. We got 7 grandkids, so I really
You say 7.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. Okay. That's a blessing, though.
That's a blessing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay.
Go ahead, you can answer this.
Okay. So, what expectations would you say that you brought into marriage that you never said out loud? Like, what expectations did you have coming into marriage, but you never really voiced? You just thought it should be like what?
You want to take it first? Or you want me?
No, you take it first, because I didn't really have a lot of expectations.
I think for me, when you grow up, for one, I know the pain of parents separating. So I knew the pain of my dad leaving when I was 10.
Okay.
I understand, how abandonment affect kids. It was painful. I never wanted to do that to my kids. Expectation-wise, though, whether we own up to it or not, and we usually do later on after we mature, our expectation is from what we see in our moms and dads.
Okay.
I believe, my expectation is my mama always did it this way, and my mother did it that way. And when you don't get that, it can maybe be somewhat abrasive, and you have to adjust. You have to understand that people with different ways of doing things, different cultures, different values, it's okay. And you marry somebody probably remotely different than your upbringing. So that's an adjustment. Your wife might be like your mom, or your husband might be like your dad in certain ways, but they will definitely be different, and you have to adjust.
Wow.
And a lot of times when we come into relationship, we expect our spouses to have the wisdom, the forethought, and the maturity that our parents have. And sometimes, couples can be disappointed because it takes a while for that to happen, because you have to go through the growing process, and that's okay. And going through the growing process, it requires a lot of humility, being willing to be corrected, and being open-minded. But if you get married, I pray to God you have a spiritual voice in your life, or a good anointed, God-fearing marriage coach.
Wow.
That's what I would say.
What, like mentors?
Yeah, a mentor. Yeah, like you all have Apostle Darkman, okay? But you better have somebody you trust that's mature in Christ to be there during the tough times. And I really believe you do need a mentor, because you need an example. And Apostle Turner served as that example for us through Priscilla Aquila when we didn't get it in the church that we came out of. Because my pastor, he didn't know what to tell us. Our coaching session was 30 sessions. It was 30 minutes, and that was it.
Wow.
And, we went on, and by God's grace, he kept us. Kept us, and, we figured the rest out on our own.
Okay. All right. And that was good. And Patricia, you say that you didn't have any expectations coming into marriage. Why would you say that you didn't have any expectation? You didn't have like any childhood dreams about being married and what it should look like or anything like that?
No. I grew up, my parents, at the age of 10, I lost my parents. So, one died and one was taken out of my life. So I didn't have any examples.
Wow.
It was no married people. I had one auntie that was married. But other than that, I didn't have any examples. So, and then being 21, and my upbringing was pretty busy in the fact that I lived different places and all that kind of stuff.
Okay.
So getting married at 21 was a blessing, because I know that God, God was in it. It was my security started coming. So when I got married, it was security for me. We were in love. It was love. He pretty much probably was the knight in shining. Probably.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
That's good.
But the one thing I'm grateful for is God. As a child, God called me. I was in relationship with God as a kid. I've always talked to him. He's given me peace as a child, and I heard from him a lot as a child. So so I didn't have expectations, but God met me there. You know, he blessed me when we got married. I was really blessed by it. Now I wasn't totally healed.
Okay, of course, yeah.
So there was a lot of issues. However, I was more secure than I had ever been in my life, you know.
Tell me this. Now, when you two were married and you had gone through the path that you had gone through, Apostle Bill, did you know that she had gone through all those things?
Yeah. I met Trish through like a Christian boys and girls club when she was 16. And so we, you know, kind of like childhood sweethearts, but she was always transparent and genuine in spite of the flaws. But now I understand 1 Corinthians 13 for both of us. You know, love covers a multitude of shortcomings. All right. So I know she was a truthful person, and the nature of a man is I wanted to take care of her. So I knew the right thing to do was to get married. You know, it would grieve me to hang out. We'd hang out every day. You know, we hit all the places, churches, you know, y'all remember churches. But
food places.
Yeah, you know, we go out and ride around and stuff. But it got to the place where, man, I'm like, you know, I just want to be with her. And you know, it would grieve me to take her back home. So the next step, God was dealing with me about not running around singing in the club. So the Lord started dealing with me about proposing, and that's what I did. So we got married, and we had our ups and downs because, you know, you're going to have some adjustment period.
Yeah.
You'll get into it, but it's been good. So I'm thankful for that, you know. And I have more peace being married than being single, you know. I you know, wanted her, so, you know, wanted to take care of her. So that's how it was. So, you know, for me, it brought a lot of peace, and I think we've had a lot of fun. What I do like, though, we grew up together, you know, even in lack times and abundance time. I remember when we didn't have a lot, but our party used to be Friday. She'd get paid on one Friday. I get paid on the next Friday.
Okay.
And we would walk to the pizza spot and buy a pizza and walk home with it and stop by Dominic's. Y'all remember when the VCRs first came out? And we'd run a movie, man, for like $2. That was good living right there. Over our dates, but, you know, we didn't have a lot, but we had fun just having our little family nights. And so later on, the kids came, a family night. We would always go to the Old Country Buffet. Yeah. That was big right then. And then come home and watch a movie on TV, again, on the VCR. So we kind of grew up together. So that was fun.
Okay.
That's good. That's good. So in keeping in the vein of your expectation and what you expected, and being single, and you're doing your own things, what has marriage taught you in understanding a little bit more about yourself? Because you know, when you get married, you kind of mirror yourself. So what, with you all coming together as one and being married, has it really, you know, taught you about yourself?
You want to go first, or you want me to go first?
Well, coming together taught us about ourselves in marriage. With me, you go first.
Hey man, I love a quiet woman. No, I learned that you don't know everything.
Mm.
Both people can be right.
Okay.
And
That's good.
I've
right there.
learned, the Bible talks about the two become one flesh. I
Mhm.
don't have to win because, I don't have to win arguments.
Yeah.
Because why win against yourself?
Mm.
In other words, we on the same side. I think
Mhm.
that used to be one of my things when we fight. I'd say we on the same side. We on the same team. And, that's how it's been. I don't have to get the last word,
Right.
I'm like, one of our jokes is, I always tell her, you always right. And if I'm being funny, I'd say, you're Patty perfect. I'm so blessed that you're perfect. Because I don't have to win. I have no reputation. It's all good.
Yeah.
And, that's just how I see things, and I understand, mature Bill now, understand that it don't have to make sense.
Yeah.
It's just kind of like how your wife is feeling.
Mhm.
Amen. It don't have to make sense. And I think a young man will always maybe I guess the best word is argue from a logical standpoint as a man, but with her, if she is how she feeling. And
Okay.
I've learned to understand that another person's, your wife's perception is her reality.
Mhm.
And you learn, I don't have to win, however you want to do it. I give you a good point if you got a minute. I've shared once that, I grew up very formal and do things a certain way. We eat a certain way, do a thing. And so when we go out, we pick up food on the way home. Well, I want normally to just take my food, sit down at the table, get my drink, get everything situated to eat it, right? I don't normally, I do now more than ever. I've learned to do this. Trish eat hers before we get home. She eat in the car. And for the longest, that would take me over the edge.
Okay. Okay.
But I've matured and we've matched. Now I find myself eating in the car.
Okay.
If we just drive a car, I ain't worried about spilling nothing on. You get it in your fur coat. It's just in your fur coat, but I wasn't that way always. And then a total breakthrough with the grandkids, they eat in the car. And I'm like, whatever, you got ketchup and all of that. But early on, man, that would just freak me out. I'd be taking blood pressure medicine. So, you learn to kind of just mellow out together. That's all I can say. Yeah.
Wow. Okay, Patricia.
I know it sounds trivial.
No, but it's real. It's real.
See that I realize that's purpose, like purpose in marriage. I always go back to God because I knew it was God in our marriage. I knew God had us. In the days, God healed me through our marriage. So in essence, me being I have a gift of serving. So I've always nurtured, always served, and all of that. So that was a blessing, along with this mirror. You all always talk about, there's a mirror in the mirror. You always have to look at yourself. And so God healed me, developed me, changed my character and all that, and do the children. So I've gotten a lot of healing being married, so in my identity.
Yeah.
Now, all of this was brought about, within the church, within the ministry, and God used several people, classes, Apostle Turner, all of that. But in looking back on it, I'm eternally grateful because God has healed me, given us great children, but in it, my identity has unfolded, So being in this season, empty nesting, I'm learning a lot about me. I'm enjoying me
Okay.
and enjoying myself. So and that I'm grateful for too. So it's been good. It's been good. It hasn't been easy, but it's been good.
So what's one of the things that, since being an empty nester, what's one of the things that you learned about Pat and that you actually like?
I love the idea that I've learned what I like to eat. I love it. I love the idea. I used to cook whatever he wanted, whatever the children wanted. I never realized what I wanted, because when you cook it for your family, you kind of eat it and all of that. I didn't realize I didn't like red sauce.
Okay.
I don't like spaghetti, and he loves spaghetti. So I was eating spaghetti like once or twice a week and all of that. Now, I'm not angry with it anymore because I recognize to learn to see God in everything, So on this side, I'm enjoying Patricia.
Okay.
I'm enjoying the things I like to eat. I like to do. I'm just having a good time.
Yeah.
Having a good time.
Okay, so there's benefits in being empty nesters, huh? Lots of benefits, huh? They have something to look forward to, huh?
Yeah. We see the kids and the grandchildren and enjoy them. But then we come back and it's quiet.
And enjoy one another.
I
love it.
Yeah.
I love it. Okay. So what would you say is a season in your marriage that almost broke your marriage, but it helped you to grow?
A season or?
Well, just something that happened maybe that what nearly broke it, like just it's not going to even happen, but then you realize that it actually caused you to grow in it.
Well, we've gone through some tough times. I tell you what's good. This is weird. I'd say we didn't go through like a season where it almost broke. We've had some terrible times, but it's never been like we out of here for many reasons.
Okay.
Because you're rooted in Christ. But the good thing when you start out, it's a blessing in being broke when you start out too.
Okay.
Because when you don't have a lot of money, you don't have nowhere to go.
Divorce is off the table.
Right. Where you going? You're gonna be outside, right? So you work it out,
Okay.
You get married real early. Like I was 23, she was 21.
Okay.
I'm not down if you save. I think it's good to get married sometime early because then you don't know no other life.
Okay.
I've always been married, right? Okay. So being by myself, not having her here would be really weird because I'm 66 now. So I've been married. Well, it'll be 43 years in July. Wow. So I don't know any other lifestyle.
Yeah.
And maybe that's a good thing. And then when maybe I could have, young on or younger, where you going?
Yeah.
And then the good thing about it, you got these babies. I had spoiled kids, They'd be like, you can leave if you want to. We going too, get my coat, take me, So it's never been an easy thing. I've never really considered it much. We just kind of fight it out and work it out, And so after a while, the good thing about it, when you stay there through the tough times, you know that a tough time is just that it's going to blow over.
Okay.
And I think that's a good thing. I think, if I can allude to it, I think a lot of times people enter into marriage and they too much into me,
Yep.
and what's mine is mine. And then a lot of times they got the attitude that if you don't do it my way, I'm going to pull this off the table. I'm going to pull that off the table. And understanding, that's a thing I teach in spiritual daughters. I think it can be detrimental. We got to understand how each other is wired. Women can't come in gangstering. All right. I got a joke, our church is a little weird, but if, for women, if you're going to get a lot out of your husband, I think you got to cut the base off. In other words, you can't gangster the man. If you go gangster a guy and give him ultimatum, well, I'd be like, well, we're going to burn this sucker down.
Yeah.
But if you, and then too, we can't be heavy-handed with our wives either, because then who want to, if you're a real man, why do I want to, I can gangster somebody else. Why do I want to beat up on myself if we want flesh? So that's the reason why I say I don't have to win, because if I hurt you, I'm hurting me, and if you really love somebody, you don't want to see them hurt.
Correct.
And so I don't want to wound you. I don't want to hurt you. If I do it, it'll be out of accident. But, it's just like, why would I, if I know you not, if you're more sensitive and emotionally sensitive, why would I, on purpose, sometimes you mess up, do things that's going to intentionally wound you? And so I would tell young women, I think a mature man, it's his nature to protect and provide. It's different. And then too, the good thing about pain and tragedy, you can't heal what you haven't felt. I never wanted my kids to be able to say my daddy abandoned me.
Ooh.
I never wanted that. And I bet you I talk to our kids at least 3 times a day.
Yep.
And all of them, probably the grandkids too, but I love it because that was something I didn't get.
Yeah. Okay.
I didn't have that where I could call my father, and I love being able to call my father, them to be able to call me, period. And that means everything, because I get a lot of what I need through my family and kids too, because I need love too, to be honest with you.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so that's really the truth.
And all of that is what keeps you in that breaking time. Because Apostle Bam said something the other day that blessed me. She said, you grow in the valley.
Mm-hmm.
So in the valley is where you have to force yourself to humble yourself.
Yeah.
Because now you got to cry out to God to get involved.
Mm-hmm.
And I've noticed it was a season within the ministry that a lot of couples were divorcing. Mm-hmm. And in the time that we came to Liberty Temple, it was a lot of families.
Yeah.
And a lot of husband and wife teams. Mm-hmm. So, and all of a sudden I started noticing, and we were just becoming empty nesters. And I started noticing a lot of couples are throwing in a towel after their children get grown. And I saw that. Mm-hmm. And then things, the enemy was attacking us. We weren't above the fight or anything. And I remember getting bitter about some things and angry. But in that valley, I had to learn to humble myself. I had to go to God. I had to give up the resentment, the bitterness. I had to give up the right to be right. You know, I had to humble myself, and, and God pulled us through. It wasn't like one incident that caused, you know, because when your question was what almost broke you.
Yeah.
It wasn't like one thing that almost broke us. It was just like a lot of things that came back to my mind that I entertained and decided to get mad about.
Yeah.
And now I'm going to do something about it because everybody's out the house and I don't have to deal with it. Well, you know, whatever the devil was giving me at that time. And in that valley, I had to humble myself. I had to go to God. I had to give him all of that. And in exchange, I started growing closer to him. So it was growth in the valley. But then the bottom line, initially when we got married, it was always divorce was off the table because we wanted to break generational curses. I have my parents had my mom had a lot of siblings. Why I only see one marriage?
Wow.
Right? So that's a problem.
Yeah.
And I held up. I had a lot of siblings. I got a lot of siblings. Glory be to God. We all still together and alive. And I have 9 siblings. I even held their marriages in prayer. You know, I took it in prayer to God for my siblings because I was serious about this bloodline. And when God started showing it to me, it was not an option. So in that time, like the other couples were attacked around that time, it was around the same time, and then it came upon us.
Yeah.
And in that valley, I had to grow closer to God and give it all to God. So generational curses could really be broken.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
that's good.
Yeah,
That's really good.
That's awesome to be able to, you know, I just love it that, you know, you had the patience and that you just love to understand that all of this related from your childhood, the things you grew up in, the things you saw and was a part of, but you didn't want that to affect your future.
Yeah.
Yes.
So you stood your ground in understanding what you need to do to accomplish that. And I think a lot of us, we come together, we don't take into heart the conversation that we have with ourselves and talk about things and knowing how this affects the way we grow. And for you to just realize it and understand it and say, hey, this is where this is going to stop. And then not only saying that, but working, determine it, and then just have a plan to work it out.
Yeah.
Where it can stop.
Yes.
And that's the glory of this relationship, the relationship you have with your husband. The two of you come together as one. You're unified as one, but you're still set apart. You're still separate. So you have to understand what each of you are going through or what each of you have been through. And by you understanding that, you're able to work that thing out and see how the enemy is coming at you.
Yeah.
And understand that and say, hey, no, this is what we have to do as a couple. This is what we have to do to sustain our life. This is what we have to do to sustain our marriage. And I think a lot of people give up on that because they really truly don't understand the dynamics of childhood trauma and different things that they went through, how that affects them.
Yeah.
But by having a conversation between the two of you and you understanding what he went through and he's understanding what you went through, you can better fit yourself to, okay, this is what we need to do to grow together because I can understand how this affect you and how this affect me. And when you have that understanding how things affect one another, then you can make the adjustments. And I think a lot of people don't understand how certain things affect them, and they take it the wrong way,
And don't care.
and
to
or
make
don't
that-
care to make
to
that
make
change.
adjustment. Yeah.
But you are making that adjustment. So,
And that's I
That's-
love it. That's
yeah.
that's awesome. And like I like what Apostle McNeely said that when I'm fighting my wife, I'm fighting against myself because we are one. So I really like that because you have to understand that you when you're fighting your wife, you're siding with the enemy. That's not
Right.
God. The fight is
Right.
church.
right.
Right? So you're siding with the enemy when you come against the one that God ordained you to be with. And so
Mhm.
why you going to get on somebody else's side to beat your wife up? Your good
Right.
thing, your
Right.
favor, so we
It's
don't
true.
do that. So
Mhm.
I love the way
Amen.
you guys are in the direction you're going in, especially as an empty nester, because some people, once the children leave, they have nothing else in common.
Yeah.
So the kids was keeping them together. They don't
You're
even have
right.
anything in common anymore.
Yeah.
So, that's probably why that was happening during that season that you were talking about.
Mhm. Yeah.
And that's
That's
awesome.
true.
Mm-hmm.
So another question, we're gonna wrap it up pretty soon, is like, so what advice would you give other couples about, building a lasting marriage?
Want to go first?
Yeah. I mean, you've been going first, but
Well, I'll talk too much.
actually, I like when he goes first because then I can gather my thoughts as he's talking.
Okay.
So that's good.
Well, if by us, leading a church, the first thing I would do is say, don't rush,
Okay.
because a lot of times we like the whole ambiance of getting married and the
Mhm.
parties and the engagement parties and all of that.
Yeah.
We like the party and the ambiance, but we don't look at the reality of becoming a husband and a wife.
Wow.
And I would tell couples to stay to court long enough to go through some tests.
Mm.
You don't know what you have until it's been tested.
Come on. Yeah.
And I think if you haven't had a test, I don't think you should get married. Next thing, you need to come to understand each other. If it's my grandkids, I'm gonna say, all right, let's look at how she came up. Let's look up at how he came up. Let's take a good, close look at this family, get to know this family,
Wow.
because whether you know it or not, those are the values that you are married.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, you need to go through a test because how does this person deal with arguments?
Mm-hmm.
Do they have character and integrity? Are they dealing with a spirit of unforgiveness?
Yeah.
All right. Have both of them been delivered from these lust spirits?
Wow.
And then too, you can have stinking thinking. My mom had stinking thinking about relationships because, the old women, don't you get this man your last dime? You better hope, you better have some get mad money in your purse and all of that.
Get mad money.
Or,
Yeah.
or a lot of times I see now the new thing is, well, what are you bringing to the table?
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
All right, well, if he don't have this, if he don't have that, I don't want him. All right, well, that's just a bad attitude.
Yeah.
Right. And so,
Yeah.
I think for me, I like the part of, we didn't have no table.
Mm-hmm.
And when
Right.
I got married, I had like a buck
We
75.
literally we didn't
I
have
had $1.75 in my
Yeah.
pocket. And we had to get some ice at the reception, and we had to sneak and open up a card to pay for the ice.
Wow.
Well, I mean, that ain't ideal, but
Mhm.
You know, when you don't start out with nothing, you ain't got nothing. You don't have nothing to argue over.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
whatever we got it together. So you don't need a prenup. You know, so I would say definitely be in a church together. You know, have a mentor or a spiritual leader you trust that you can look up to. I think that's key. And go through the process of getting some marital counseling and some coaching. That's what I think. And if they tell you it's a year, sit down and go through it for a year, because I promise you, they sharing some things that you're not aware of yet that you will be sorry. You'll be sorry. Most time when you don't listen, you're sorry you don't listen. You know, like my mama said, hard head make a soft behind. So I'm
Yeah.
you know,
I don't really. I think about what actually he's saying, and if I could say it a little different, is if I'm getting married and where I come from, if I had any role models in my life, if I've come from a place where the dad was in my life and I was secure, then if I marry, let me see how you came up, because that's what I'm going to look for. And that's what I think, you know, is important for the two people to know. Because if I'm female, I'm getting married and my dad and my mom was in my life and we had this. Now you being a little opposite, or I just want to make sure I can look for this. I'm used to being secure with my dad. I'm used to being, you know, my dad did this. Can you handle that? Are you from a place where the dad was the leader and brought the security? And security is important to me. And I like knowing that my dad was home. See, actually, I'm describing us in a sense. When we have one girl, so when she gets married, before she had gotten married, it was our concern because we know her.
Yeah.
She loves us, but she loves her dad. Loves everything about her dad. You know, Crystal used to give herself parties and with his credit cards from the secretary. And the secretary knew if she called, she tell the secretary, I need the card because I'm gonna give myself this party. And then the secretary talks to him, and then they do. She's very close to her dad, and she was the only girl, so she's spoiled by her dad. So when she married, it was important for her to make sure she married somebody like her dad, so she could have the same. And I'm saying that in the sense of having the same security, that she received having her dad. So that's one thing that we learned to talk to couples about. That's it's a big disappointment if you don't have that. I didn't have any expectations. God blessed me. He blessed me with somebody that had what I needed.
Yes. Yeah.
But in the case that you get a choice, you're old enough, you old enough to talk about it and all of that. In this day, that's what I would suggest. That you make sure, that people are more aware of what they want now versus we're baby boomers. So when I was 21, they used to tell you get half of a man and you doing good. So I'm grateful to God. They really did. They say you get half of a man, you doing good.
Yeah, so half of a man is better than no man
at
all.
That's it. That's the thing. Half of a man is better than no man. So I didn't know to look for stuff. That's why I'm so grateful. God had his hand on me as a child, and I'm so grateful for that forever.
Amen.
And that's what he said. He sent what I needed because I had no clue.
And vice versa, when you get married, men will expect they'll want their wives to do a lot of the stuff their moms did.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it wasn't planned, but you know, you a great housekeeper, and I ain't never washed a load of clothes, maybe my work coats, but you know, you do all of that stuff. And so that's kind of like a resemblance of my upbringing. All right. A game breaker for me would I won't say it'd be a game breaker, but man, it would be a lot of learning and a lot of adjusting if I had to take the lead on taking care of the house on the inside.
Yes.
You know, that would make me probably miserable, you know, because I like to go out and hustle, you know, and I'm getting in the street to get the bag, where Patricia is very happy staying home, you know, and taking care of the house. But the nice part about it, now this works for us.
Yeah.
Right.
All right. I'm old school. All right. You know, she wears the Victoria's Secret, and I put on the Fruit of the Looms. And, you know, that's how I go. You know, but you know, I don't know. You know, I'm old school, and I, you know, like if I don't put them short ribs, if I don't take them off the stove, I know she's gonna put them in the refrigerator. It's all good, and it's gonna be neat. Every morning she cleans out the refrigerator and throw everything away. Well, I like that. All right, but then she ain't gonna have to go change a flat. All right, or when we go out, I'm not gonna ask her, where's your half. You know, there's been times I try to tell her, well, I'm running short. I need you to slide your card on over here or something. We share and work together, but I kind of like the old-fashioned way of doing things a little more. I don't see it, and I see a lot of young couples, you know, he got his and she got hers, and so then that violates the law of possession, and they really don't come together. And you know, you got to have trust. All right. And if you don't really, and that's what I look for when I'm coaching couples. If I don't see the trust, I'm gonna tell you, you all have some trust. I'll be country. Y'all have trust issues, you know, and call it out for what it is. So I think that's that and pride break up a lot of young couples, because nobody want to take the low road. Nobody want to say they're sorry, and both people have to win. And you don't have to do any of that stuff.
We all have to humble ourselves.
Have a mind of Christ. Yeah, we all got to humble.
Yeah, I love that.
I love that. It just going back to you talked about having a conversation and coaching. I think that's so important in a conversation, because you need to know where your spouse is coming from. And where they've been. And it is so important, because that can kind of dictate how they're going to handle different things in different situations. Be it, you know, did they have a parent? Did they have a parent in the home? Did they have a loving father? You know, a loving mother? Anything like that is vital to understand that and have that conversation to see what your dynamic was at home. And how that can affect you. And then I loved how you talked about that, and you discussed that, you know, with you early in your childhood, you didn't have that example of a marriage in your life. So, and Apostle, you know, he talked about his mom and their, you know, and the things that happened in their relationship. So there's a variance how you accept and how you deal with things. Because of certain situations you go through. But if you never talk about it, you would never know. You would never understand another. So the fact that you can have that conversation and
that's awesome.
And just be humble enough, be willing to share it. I think that's a lot of things that we don't want to be vulnerable with, sharing our feelings and our emotions. Our past, and that hurts us because we're not vulnerable in showing that. But that's the way you're gonna grow the love between the two of you because you shared.
Mm-hmm.
And I loved how you shared your vulnerability and the things that you went through with your spouse, with your husband, and he can understand that and understand where you're coming from, and vice versa.
Right.
Yeah.
I like when Apostle McNeely was saying in counseling, he would tell them, he would advise couples to take your time.
Mm-hmm.
And that happened to us where because I felt like we grown, we real grown, we were like years old,
Come on
I
now.
want to be married by the holidays, right?
Right.
But and we wasn't coached to take our time, but we were still, learning one another. And so there was no real time restraint on when we got married, because we did take our time in the way, well, we didn't have any other choice because it was COVID when we first started talking. And so we couldn't do anything but talk on the phone.
Right, you had nothing but time.
Yes, I was on end. But then when COVID was over and the divorce, the previous marriage was over, and then I was thinking like, hey, why not? But Jerry was saying no, and then I'm like, I went to bed mad as heck because he gonna say no, we couldn't get married that same year. But it was so awesome in hearing wise counsel. But what was more awesome than that is hearing the Holy Spirit. And I went to bed mad as heck, and I woke up and I just heard a voice saying April 10th, and I'm like, April 10th, and that was that next year. And I'm like, April 10th. I'm like, and I looked up April 10th. I'm like, God, that's on a Sunday. He was like, Rhonda, it's exactly 2 years since your first conversation. And I'm like, I'll go all the way back to our first conversation. It was exactly 2 years since our first conversation. And then I said, but that's on a Sunday. He was like, well, you said that you just wanted to get married in your pastor's office anyway, and then go on a nice honeymoon, so you weren't going to go through all the wedding things and everything. I'm like, okay, I did say that. So what's wrong with the Sunday? And so sure enough, we got married on a Sunday, April 10th. We did end up having a beautiful wedding. And but I hadn't planned that, but I don't know how we came about doing all that. But we had a beautiful wedding. It was a dream wedding. But when you hear God, when you take your time, you don't rush into something, and you open your ear to hear what God is saying, that makes it even more better. And so we do have to take our time to see what God is trying to show you something. He's trying to do something. So we do have to take our time to hear what God is saying. And so I really like that. But came to mind when you said that you would tell them to take your time. I mean, you spent all this time in planning your wedding, but because we hadn't even had that type of time in planning the wedding, because I didn't want one. But you don't spend all that time in planning a marriage. And we have to spend more time planning a marriage than we do a wedding.
Amen. Can I say one thing though? The balance is, though, to me, and what I talk about at our church is, you'll know within 90 days whether you're going to make it, though. Don't waste all your time. If it ain't going to make it, if you see this relationship is not going anywhere, I'd say anywhere from 90 days to 6 months, you know whether this is a person. If this is a person you can build with, or you ain't going to make it. If it ain't gonna work, if you go to our church, I'm gonna tell you, have the courage to move on, and let God pair you with somebody that you will. Because sometimes, we reach impasses with stuff just can't be fixed. And then Jesus would ask, would thou be made whole? And sometimes one of the parties are not willing to be made whole, and that's dangerous. But if both people are open and teachable, I think that's just a good, healthy way to progress in a courtship. That's my personal opinion.
Oh, good.
That is so good. I love that analogy and that wisdom that you have regarding that. Always. Because you like you say, you would know. It's not going to take you 5 years to figure out that you're not going to get.
It won't even take a year.
That's what I'm saying. You're not the one.
Right.
But some people would do that. Some people will be, they'll be in a relationship for 15, 20 years all before they even realize it.
They're not the one.
They're not the one.
Yeah.
But but you'll know.
Yeah.
And the like thing is you're gonna have the conversation, and the counseling is gonna help.
Yeah.
Because
you need that guidance.
Because we had counseling before we got married.
We had counseling before we was even engaged. Because I ain't wasting no time.
Come on, man.
Wasting the time. So you need the counseling before you even get engaged, because once you get engaged, you got the ring, you got the venue, you got the bridesmaid, the grooming, and then what a coach gonna tell you?
Right.
You got it.
Right.
And then too, the balance too, Elder Rhonda, is that a lot of times, couples go out, both of them, and they have sex too soon, out of marriage. Okay.
Yeah.
But you know what sex do? It blinds you.
It distorts everything.
All right, because I was, my son, our youngest son is a surgeon. Physically and biologically, God made it so you are bound to each other and you're attracted to each other. One day I had to get him on there. Your DNA literally begins to merge. And so the way sex is designed is to draw you back together no matter what happens. You know what I mean? Yeah. But if you go out and become intimate right away, it's putting the cart before the horse. Yeah. And it blinds you, and then you don't see the red flags until it's too late sometimes. Yeah. So,
because it distorts.
It distorts. And we on a public thing. I have some real more raw things that I say to people
in your class.
In church. I make it plain, but I'm being nice, Yeah.
Yeah,
sure.
It's the truth. It's the truth.
What I love about it, what you're saying is that you're being real about it. And I think that's some of the issues that young couples have, because people are not being real with them and honest with them regarding marriage and the things that they have to
all that,
have to go through and have to deal with. Yeah. And we kind of a lot of people sugarcoat it. Yeah. But I think, by your honesty and being real about marriage and the nature of marriage and the things you have to go through, that's what I think is going to help a lot of young couples and couples in general survive and grow and thrive in their marriage, because you're being real with them about the things that they're going to go through and the things they need to do.
Yeah, to start off. Yeah.
And I think a lot of people don't get that information. Yeah. And when they get it, it's too late. Yeah. They don't get it up front. But that's what
But fret not if you have had sex before marriage. It's okay. God offers salvation. He offers forgiveness.
His grace is sufficient.
All is not lost.
You're right.
Seriously though. But you ask for forgiveness, and then you stop doing it, and then you go ahead and get the coaching, get the counseling, get the counseling, and then you move forward, because now you're a new creature. Old things have passed away, so that won't be held against you when you do get married, right? So you want to start out right, out the right way. Okay.
Amen. Amen. And what I'm saying is, though, his mercies are renewed daily, right?
Yes, that's it.
All right. So I'm just saying, starting out, if it's new, or if you're doing all that, just get married. I got scripture for that. But if it's new, don't mess it up, so you can see things for what they are. That's all I'm saying. Yeah. Because that's how God made us. Right. The truth of the matter, how quick would you get married if you could have sex and it ain't a penalty?
Yeah. True. And I thank God that He kept us. He did. and you know, and it's hard. I'm not going to say it was so easy, but it
No,
was
I
hard.
know.
We submitted it to God, but when you submit it to God, then that makes it easier. And then we have a godly man. They just no.
Right, right.
But
You know,
no,
it helps. When you weak, he's strong.
yeah,
Yeah.
that's exactly it. That's exactly
Uh,
it. And so yeah, you have to submit that to God, and and God already know how you feel and that you're
You already
burning
know.
inside, you know. But he'll make sure that you, when you give it to him, he'll make sure he's a keeper. He'll make sure that you're kept during that time.
Yeah.
And it's so much better. You all trust us because we've been through it, and we can say, and they've been through it, but we can say it's so much worth. It's really worth it.
And it's wisdom.
It is.
Put yourself in that position,
Ooh,
situation where it can.
yeah,
So
Mhm.
hey, don't.
Yeah. yeah. Don't take fire to your bosom.
Right, right. It's true, you know.
Mhm.
But you know, I talk to a lot of women and coach women, and they don't see nothing because you're blind.
Mhm.
So you got your mind blown for right now until it get old.
Wow.
And then after a while, hey, Apostle, I ain't liking this. But you didn't see it because we didn't do it God's way.
Yeah, that's it.
And his methods are true and his word is true.
Yeah. Yeah.
Mhm.
So yeah, and we can go on and on about this because there's another flip side of sex before marriage, but with the younger people that I'm learning, but that's another teaching at another time.
Oh, yeah, we could go
Yeah,
there,
it's
right?
crazy.
Huh?
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's crazy and it's not godly. But
Mhm.
anyway, so yeah, so we want to go ahead and say thank you for joining us. We really, really, really appreciate you all taking your time out to join us this morning and just sharing your wisdom, sharing your journey. I mean, this has been an awesome time. Awesome time.
And
Yeah.
Thank you.
It's been fun.
It has, and I truly love it. Like I say, every time we have conversations like this, you know, I always look for ways that I can improve myself.
Hmm.
Things
Yeah.
that I see, things that I hear, and just to look, you know, listen to the two of you, the way you talk and with you
Yeah.
go about your lives. You know, I glean from that. I understand some things, and I use that. So I so I want to thank you for that, you know, because it's truly a blessing to be able to hear someone with the wisdom that the two of you have
Yeah.
been together for so long,
Yeah.
and knowing that we can be there just as long.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Amen. And you will be. Mhm.
Yes.
Amen.
Mhm.
And it gets better with time. Like
It gets
fine
better
wine,
with
right?
time.
I
That's
love
right.
it.
Absolutely.
Okay, well, there you have it, ladies and
Yeah.
gentlemen. Apostle Bill and Pastor Patricia McNeely, 42 years of marriage. And look at them. They look like they're about 42, don't they?
But God be the glory. Amen.
Yeah, y'all look good. Seriously. You do.
Thank you.
Yeah. But
Yeah.
thank you so much again. And we're going to go ahead and end the podcast. Or did
Well,
you have something
I
to
have
say?
one other
Okay.
thing to say. And
Okay.
then for those who have had their counseling, who has get everything together and are in the process of getting married,
Mhm.
and you need an excellent photographer.
Oh, thank you.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
He definitely. Yeah. He did
Flash
our wedding.
Media Group
Yeah.
is the place you need to go.
Hmm.
Apostle McNeely has an excellent company. He has an excellent employee. He has excellent talent
Yeah. Hmm.
that will bring your wedding, not even your wedding, any kind of event,
Hmm.
personal photos,
Mhm.
headshots, whatever it is you need, he can bring it where it's going to explode, where it's going to be vibrant,
Yeah.
and everyone's going to love it. So
Yeah.
I recommend Flash Media Group.
Hmm.
If you can give your email right quick, I really appreciate it.
Yeah, I should give you the website one, but it's flashmediagroups@gmail.com. Gmail.com. That's
Okay.
the easiest one off the top of my
Okay.
head. And it's
Okay.
groups, Flash Media Groups.
And we're
Yeah.
going to put that in the comments as well. Okay.
Oh, thank
Flash
you.
mediagroup@gmail.com. Yeah.
Yeah, and may the Lord increase your podcast because it's helpful, it's authentic. You guys are being transparent, and we'll be sharing it because it's a place you can get the truth and some true help without the fluff and all the syrup.
Yeah.
And you guys, we can tell the truth and feel comfortable about our successes as well as challenges.
Yes.
And that's just a great thing. And you guys, I don't know if you're teaching on a regular basis, but man, you guys need at least a quarterly fellowship where couples can come together and voice their concerns and receive some help and therapy because it's in you. And between the two of you all, you have a treasure chest of wisdom that need to be poured out to the world. So I encourage you to do that. And of course, if Patricia and I can help in any way we can, we'll do that.
Apostle Darling just told me that this past weekend. I'm like, no, I don't have time. I don't want to. And here you come.
Glory to God. I see
it
it
with me. Yeah.
I see it, and you're well equipped to do it.
Yeah.
And I'll help you promote it, and it's needed. I'll help you, so you without excuse. We'll get the word out. Content wise, I already see how to do it and to market it, the whole shot.
Amen.
Amen.
Yep, and I think you should.
Amen. I receive it.
We receive it.
Yep, we receive it. Yeah, I do. I knew he was going to be game for it. I knew it.
Yeah.
I didn't even want to tell him what Apostle Darling told me. But, we receive it. We do. Thank you so much for that.
Oh, you're welcome.
Yes.
Yeah. We want to thank you guys for joining us, taking your time out of your busy schedule to come and just share your wisdom with the audience. I know they're going to be truly blessed.
Yeah.
They were blessed, and I know those who may see some replay will be blessed as well.
Yeah.
So we want to thank you again for joining us.
Thank you for having us.
Thanks for having me.
God bless you.
God bless you.
Oh, well, yeah, that was so good. And he repeated exactly the same thing that Apostle Darling just told me this past weekend. So I guess we got to get on it, right?
Right.
Well, thank you all for hanging in there with us. We do appreciate it. We got some upcoming announcements coming up, but this announcement that's coming up is just basically covering what we're doing in February on Valentine's Day. We do have some other things coming up, so keep checking our pages on Bridging Hearts. We have a Facebook page for Bridging Hearts, my Facebook page, Rhonda Jackson, Jerry Jackson, and we're going to continue to have these commercials coming up about all the upcoming events. So you all, don't want to hold you any longer. Thank you again for tuning in and hanging in here with us, and like, share, comment,
and enjoy.
God bless you.
God bless you.
Kitchen table talks to the prayers late at night. We know love's a battle, but we're still holding tight. Got a card game to spark up the flame again. Reignite the fire with your lifelong friend. Love is a gift, straight from above, designed for his purpose, sealed with his love. Every tear, every laugh, every baby, I'm sorry, it's all part of the story. To him be the glory. H-O-T, honest, open,
Saturday on February 14th, join us for our Valentine's Couples Luncheon at the Elegant Wildfire in Oakbrook, Illinois from 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. Enjoy a 3-course gourmet meal, live serenading by Edgar the saxophonist, beautiful ambiance, meaningful connection, and yes, a few special surprises just for you. This is more than a lunch. It's a moment. $125 per couple.